Welcome back, College Baseball Central fans. You know we had to do a special episode here. Perfect games don't come along very often. We had one last night from Ryan Rembisz, and I got Tyler Howard, his catcher, on today. 37th ever in the history of D1 baseball, 21st ever for a nine-inning one, the first ever for the Portland Pilots, and they've been around since 1923. Gentlemen, welcome to the show. How we doing this morning?
Can't complain.
Yeah,
Can't complain.
doing good today.
So I already asked Tyler off the air, but how are you guys doing on text messages? I'll start with Tyler. How you doing? I know the catcher, you get that recognition also being part of this battery and a wonderful achievement.
A lot of my friends have from back home, that are off at their colleges have texted me. I haven't gotten too many phone calls, but they've been texting me, and today I'm going back and telling them, hey, yeah, it was pretty cool, pretty special, and then kind of give them a little of the insight and whatnot. So it's today's been pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a great day. Ryan, how you doing, man? Lots of text messages, probably lots of new followers on social medias as well.
Yeah, it's been pretty insane. Like, I can't even open up Instagram anymore because it's a little overwhelming. But yeah, and I don't even have Twitter, so I haven't been seeing any of what's going on there other than just teammates telling me. And then as far as texts and phone calls go, I've been getting a lot of numbers that I don't recognize, just reaching out and saying hey and giving me calls. So, I've been meeting a lot of new people recently.
Absolutely. I mean, we're still within the first 24 hours of this happening. Let's talk a little bit about it last night. So, you go up there feeling anything different there in those warm-ups, Ryan, when you were getting ready for this game?
Honestly, no. It was the lack of feeling anything different that really set this game apart for me, where I just had like everything going into it, and everything kind of worked.
Yeah, Tyler, did you see anything different when you were catching? You're like warming up, and you're going out there that first inning.
I mean, not really. I mean, I'm gonna joke with Rem in the second. He kind of like pulled the change up, and I got on him a little bit, not knowing like, hey, he was gonna be dialed right after that. Just because I know like when he's at his best, he's doing it this certain way. But pen was fine, usual pen, like strike thrower, getting glove side, getting arm side. Nothing that I'm like, oh wow, nothing like ooh. So it was one of those like, it's a normal Rembo day.
Yeah. So first inning, go out there. Salk gets to that first RBI, and then Tyler, you go up there and get a couple RBI. Well, one RBI and 2 runs scored. You guys are up early. It's 8-0 through 3. As baseball guys, I know we don't talk about things when they're happening. Was it a little different in like the dugout there? Did like people sit away from you, farther away from you, Ryan?
As much as they tried to, I wouldn't let them. Where I was kind of hanging out with them and staying in the crowd. I wasn't even sitting on the bench really. I was kind of just up on the bar, like cheering on the guys and talking to people. I think in the second inning, who was it? I think it was Quinn Dufert, one of our freshmen, came up to me and said like, it looks like you're out of the game right now. Like, it doesn't even look like you're playing anymore. Because I had like my hoodie on and everything, and I was just on the bar, leaned over, just chilling, talking to people. So I don't know. I was taking it pretty casual, I'd say.
It's a good feeling when you're able to go out there and just completely do everything you want to do, and the ball's moving how you want it to do. In the game, throughout the game, Tyler, did you see any like different movement? Was the ball just working in, out? I mean, you said working glove side, working hitter side, like everything just working.
I mean, just taking pride and using all these inches of the plate,
Yeah.
going in, out. I mean, Rembo's got 4 pitches. I don't even know if we used the 4th one yesterday once, but using the other ones, being able to back foot sliders when we wanted to get ahead. I mean, it really just came down to how quickly can we get 0-2, 1-2. And you really kind of saw it as a difference maker. Talking with people today, it's like if Rembo hit his spot perfectly, it was a swing through. And if he missed it by like a little bit, it was a weak ball in play. It's kind of like the best way to describe it.
Yeah, the crazy thing, throwing a 9-inning perfect game and then going out there 90 pitches only with 12 strikeouts, that's beating up the zone quite a bit there, Ryan.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just a masterful pitch calling sequence by my pitching coach, Trey Watt, too. He knew when guys were about to bite and knew when to go off the plate versus he knew when guys would just stand there and take it and not be ready to go. Because normally, like, if you're going to pound the zone like that, you can kind of get burned with guys ambushing you early and really just looking for that first heater across the plate. So just having, like, the wherewithal for him to be calling pitches that I was intentionally throwing, like, for a ball and, like, off the plate at certain times really helped out.
Absolutely. I mean, having that faith in each other too, and having the coaching staff being like, "Hey, we know what's going to happen. We have a scouting report. We're ready to go." It's got to feel good when you go out there and you just start beating up the zone like that. And was there a point in the game where you're like, "Hey, this is stuff's working today"?
I'd say like the latter. I think I struck out the side in like the 7th. That was when I was like, oh man, like I'm hitting every spot right now. This is sick. I'm not really missing.
Yeah. Had you ever had a no hitter or a perfect game ever in your career before this point? And how long, or what was the longest you ever went into a game? I know all of us that have pitched were like, I went 4 2/3 one time, and that was my longest ever. How long did you ever go with a no hitter or perfect game before?
I think I went 4 innings in 3rd grade, and we mercy ruled the team. It was a no hitter, so I walked like 3 or 4 guys, and didn't really strike out many. But that was pretty cool back when we did that. I actually think I walk off grand slammed that game too, so that was a pretty fun one.
That's a good day. That's a good
But
day.
yeah, since then, not really at all. Like in high school, I felt like I was pretty dominant, but never really came close to a no hitter perfect game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this is my 3rd career start as a Portland Pilot. So
Yeah, I was going to talk about that. Third career start there. Terrific at home, right? You're there in Portland. You get to do it in front of the Joe Etzel fans. How exciting was that to be out there and just performing at that level in front of this beautiful ballpark? I mean, I love the ballpark there and just getting into it with those home fans.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, I knew it was going to be a really fun start as soon as the weather kind of turned, because we've had some pretty poor weather the past couple days. And literally, right as we got to the field, it seemed just the sun kind of rose over the clouds and came through, and the rain stopped. And it was like, oh, wow, like this is a really pretty day. And then the tickets were free today or yesterday, because we initially were going to play at Bannerwood. And last minute we switched, and it went here because Bannerwood flooded, I guess.
Yeah.
So free tickets for the fans really helped incentivize some people to come out too. So there was a little more people there than an average Tuesday, I'd say.
What a perfect storm though, things to happen, right? If people show up to the stadium, you get a pitch of your own home ballpark there. Tyler, you go 3 for 4, do your job offensively and defensively, just staying back there. When did you feel, hey, something special is happening here? Like, because everybody gets that feeling. We don't talk about it, but we get that feeling.
Well, 4th inning, I told myself, I was like, does he have a base runner yet? And then the 5th inning happened, and I was like, oh, wow. It's like once it's to the 5th, it's like, all right, it's time to start thinking about it now.
Yeah.
It was like the 5th inning. I was like, okay, wow, this is real. 6th inning sixth inning was another dominant performance, like as it all were. But it was like the 6th inning, I went and started like really thinking about it. And our other catcher, Riley McCarthy, he I looked at him. I did one of these, and he goes, like he just gives me like, hey, you got to stop it like right now. Like, no, not doing it. And then he like pointed to the bathroom, like, go, like get the smile off your face. So that kind of happened. And then I want to say the 7th that like Rembisz was like, oh, I was trying to socialize with everyone. He's always standing usually, but I was sitting on the bench. I looked over to the left, and it goes like far left dugout. It's like Rembo on the left, Siegel, and then it's like a gap of 6, 7 people, and then it's like the next ones, and it's like Siegel's like, I can't like just not like I'm not gonna change it, but it's like
Can't change it now.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
you've
getting
already
away
done
from
it.
this guy right now. So
6th inning, and then you go out there at 7th inning, the strikeouts. What point for you, Ryan, were you like, oh, this is happening? I mean, I know we're all thinking about it when we're doing these things, and you're like, hey, whoa, what? We got something going here. Was it that 7th inning when you get that 3rd strikeout and you walk off? You're like, stuff's working. I could really do this thing.
There was never a point where I thought I could really do this thing. I just didn't think it was ever going to be possible. And after the 7th, I was like, well, this is great. Like, I feel awesome, and I can probably get the CG here. But I wasn't thinking at all. Like, I was more worried about damage control if a runner got on or something.
Yeah.
So really, like, it didn't dawn on me that it was even possible till the 2nd out in the 9th, when I was like, wow, like this is really a 50-50 like coin flip if I do this at this point. Like all the odds have come down to 1 to 2 now. He either gets out or he doesn't. So
Yeah.
At that point I was like, wow, there's a chance. But
Yeah. Did you feel the crowd getting into it at all? Like, was there a point where the crowd started to turn? You're like, oh, they understand what's going on, and your teammates always do. They're trying to keep their cool, but that gets ramped up a little bit, right?
Yeah, I really noticed it in the 9th. I came out, and on the first hitter, I think I went 2-1 to the guy, right, T-How, or was it 2-0?
I don't even remember, honestly, dude.
Yeah, but the first hitter in the 9th, I threw 2 really good fastballs that were like meant to be off the plate a little bit. but they were like right there, seemingly on the black, and the ump called them a ball. And the fans were booing hard. Like everyone was standing up booing loudly. And that's when I was like, oh man, like people are really into this right now.
Nobody hates an umpire like a perfect game crowd waiting and watching a ball get
Oh,
called
yeah.
borderline. It feels like that zone's got to open up, but they're doing a job. Again,
Yeah.
the 12 strikeouts there. And walk me through a little bit that last ground ball there to Cole. He comes up with it and throws that thing across the diamond, and it's a pretty good play on a tough ball for him.
Yeah, I get a lot of those weak induced ground balls to third, and I'd say like half the time those are hits. You know, those are just infield hits depending on the runner and depending on the depth we're playing at third. So when I saw that off the bat, my first thought was like, oh, well, there it is. Like that's the infield single that's gonna ruin it. Like this will be pretty funny. Um, and then like I turned and his depth was right and he was just right there and like they had shifted correctly to get him into a spot to make that play. And then I saw him field it and throw it across and it was just shock. Just no way to conceptualize that.
Yeah, watching you and Tyler runs out to you, and I mean that had to be just a good feeling there to celebrate with the teammates. You do anything fun last night after? I mean, I know it's usually business as normal for us, but what anything fun you guys did?
We played a lot of hacky sack. It's it's our team's like go-to thing before the game. All the pitching staff and the catchers and sometimes position players will join us as celebrities and play, but that's kind of our thing. I think Nick Brink, one of our draft picks last year, did an interview about it, and he said that hacky sack was his most fun part of being a Portland Pilot overall. So yeah, we just celebrated in the only way it seems we know how, you know, just got out there and played some hacky sack.
I love it. I love it. Any text message you want to share with us? Anything that was really important to come through? Anything from like mom or dad that was like, hey, that was pretty cool.
Obviously mom and dad were really cool. Like just, I was on the phone with them for probably 2 or 3 hours last night overall. Like they called me 4 or 5 different times. Kind of the waves of the media were coming and going throughout and sharing it. And obviously I got a call from them this morning when MLB shared it. That was pretty special. But yeah, I'd say the funniest one was my dad's, like, we're really good family friends with this one family, the Krazars. And me and Seth Krazar grew up playing Little League together. And obviously, like, my dad and his dad coached together all the way through Little League and stuff. And so we've been very, very close throughout the whole thing. And I got Doug on an interview, Doug Krazar, the dad, last night.
Yeah.
And apparently he just like broke down and started crying and couldn't finish the interview at all. And considering like my parents didn't do that, I think that's pretty funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, just like friend of Ryan, just like can't get through the interview.
No, I mean it's an emotional time. It's pretty awesome, man. Very exciting for you. Any fun plans today? You guys, I know you're probably getting treatment today. You guys just gonna practice that and do all the normal stuff?
Yeah, treatment, practice, and then I got to go to class. So I got a 3-hour class tonight.
Class is important. Any words of wisdom while you're out there late in that game from Watt, your pitching coach, is saying, hey, keep doing this, or was he kind of standoffish and staying away from you like everybody else?
No words from the coach after probably the 3rd inning, I'd say.
Yeah, that's pretty
the
standard.
3rd inning, he came up to me and said, like, hey, just make sure we're executing on the changeup, like not slowing yourself down or anything. And then after that, it was crickets. So
Fair enough. Tyler, you catch that, you're behind the dish there. You see that ball coming across. You have the best view, right? You're watching Cole come up to make that play and throw it across the diamond. What were you thinking as that play's unfolding? Because you see the whole thing in front of you.
Well, pre-pitch, it's like just knowing that team, knowing it's a faster runner, he's a little bit more slappy of a player. You come off the bench, you kind of like that pre-pitch, it's like, oh, it's speeding up. Like, oh, really have to like think on this guy because it was a pinch hitter. And it's like, okay, no, this is a guy that's going to be slappy, put ball and play, like skill type of player. And, we went first pitch sliders because I don't want to be the guy, but maybe a bunt happens. You go first pitch sliders in case something, you can't put that out there in the world. Yeah. Landit got there early, and then it was like 2K, and we didn't adjust. Like we didn't want to go back because, like Rembisz was saying, like dribble or something. Like we knew once we got to 2 strikes, we're probably gonna stay heavy off speed just based off swings of what that changeup was doing that day. But knowing that he was still on the cut was and seeing it come there. He's a talented player. He's made that play a lot in practice. He's one of the smoother ones, like when it comes to it on our team.
Yeah.
And once he gets a good handle on it, and once you see him catch the long hop and doesn't have to short hop it or get the medium hop, once you saw the long hop go into the glove, I'm gonna take pride in throwing baseballs to bases, and Katayama does that really well. So once it was in the glove and I saw the long hop, I knew like, hey, we're gonna be fine, we're gonna be good. So yeah.
And then you just run out there and go give your buddy a hug.
Oh, for me, that's a
celebrate
pass and pop move. Like, I'm the closest one on the team, and I was not going to let Jonas hit him first. I had to get him. So I was not going to be. I mean, he was dead sprint in on it too, and I was like, dude, I'm not letting you hit him first.
You're like, I got to be the first one there, no matter what happens.
Yeah.
I love that, guys. Well, thanks for coming on the program. Congratulations again. Really exciting there. Take care of yourselves there. Make sure you get your practice in, and school's important. So thanks again for joining us here in College Baseball Central. For Ryan and Tyler and myself, perfect game, 37th ever. Congratulations, guys.
Hey, thank you.